So now we will discuss few organisms lifespan. So one side we have to write organism and one side we have to write lifespan. This is very important for NEET also. Now you can see that one is a parrot and one is a crow. The size is almost same but lifespan is different. So crow, one is parrot. Now the crow is having only 15 years of lifespan. So it is having only 15 years of lifespan, but the parrot is having 140 years of lifespan. And it is very important. 2 to 3 times I have seen one questions came already in the exam, that what is the lifespan of parrot. So you have to be focused on this. It is 140 years. Now some more is there like elephant. Elephant having lifespan 60 to 90 years. 60 to 90 years. If we are seeing another one, that is rose. So rose is having plant 5 to 7 years. So rose is having lifespan 5 to 7 years. If we are seeing about dog, so dog is having 25 years. Dog lifespan is 25 years. This also came one questions, dog having 25 years. If we are seeing like butterfly, so butterfly is having 1 to 2 weeks, 14 days. Butterfly having what? 1 to 2 weeks. If we are seeing like banana tree, it is also having lifespan 25 years. Banana tree having 25 years. If we are seeing about another organism like cow, so cow is also having 25 years. Some more is there. If we are discussing about crocodile, so crocodile is having 60 years. Now if we are discussing about rice plant, now rice plant is having rice plant, so it is having 3 to 4 month. This also came one questions in medical exam, rice plant having what? 3 to 4 months. If we are discussing about a fruit fly, the fruit fly is having 28 days, 1 month approx. Fruit fly, this is Drosophila melanogaster. So it is having 28 days, sometimes 1 month also written. This is also important for genetics. So it is fruit fly. If we are discussing about banyan tree, banyan tree, so that is having 200 to 300 years. 200 to 300 years. If we are discussing about tortoise, so it is also having 100 to 150 years. So these are some important organism's lifespan. Now, it is what we see in here that lifespan don't depend upon size. This is the question of EMS. Lifespan does not depend on size of the organism. It is very, very important. Lifespan of organism doesn't depend upon, does not depend upon the size of organism. So this is very important. Does not depend upon the size of organism. This is the question of EMS. Okay. Now we will discuss now about reproduction mode. Okay. So before going into that, now we have to come on types of reproduction. Types of reproduction. It is having two types as already discussed from in the starting. One is asexual reproduction. Now here A means without. So A means without. So the process in which no formation of gametes and no fertilization takes place. No fertilization takes place is called asexual reproduction. Okay. Now this asexual reproduction, since here no gametes, no fertilization takes place, why I am telling? Because it is uniparental, so it needs only one parent, and that's why it is uniparental in nature. It is having what? Uniparental in nature. Now this uniparental nature now contains various methods of asexual reproduction. So next we have to see that different methods of asexual reproduction. So different methods of asexual reproduction. AR is short for asexual reproduction. Now in this methods of asexual reproduction, first we will discuss, first one is binary fission. First one is binary fission. Now the name already suggests that bin means two. So always this gives what? Two. Okay. So binary fission, if we are discussing, so it is mainly occurs in unicellular organisms, and questions are asking which kingdom mostly shows binary fission. So that kingdom is kingdom Monera and kingdom Protista. Please be emphasis on that. So what we have to see, that process of asexual reproduction in which organism divide into two, divide into two offspring. So this is known as binary fission. Now here questions are coming to what kingdoms belongs to mostly binary fission. So now we have to see that. Binary fission mostly belongs to kingdom Monera and Protista. Monera and Protista. These two are very important for your medical exam. Okay. So kingdom Monera and kingdom Protista. Now what are the organisms belongs to kingdom Monera and Protista like that? So Monera, if we are asking, so this belongs to bacteria. So this is having bacteria in kingdom Monera. And if I discuss Protista, so Protista having what? Amoeba, Paramecium, like that. So here what? Amoeba, Paramecium, like that. So this is very important line. Please be cautious on that. Binary fission mostly belongs to kingdom Monera and Protista. And Monera, what are the organisms? Bacteria, and Protista, amoeba and paramecium. Okay. Now, depending upon plane of division, what are the crossings are there that having further different types? So depending upon plane of division, this binary fission having different types, so what are the types are there? Number one type is simple binary fission. So number one is simple binary fission. And here example is important, and example is what? Yes, already you all know that is, for example, amoeba. This example is important, you have to remember example. Number two is longitudinal binary fission. Longitudinal binary fission. Longitudinal means what? Like this. Okay, so longitudinal binary fission, and what is that example for that? Very important, and that example is Euglena. Now here you have to know that what is Euglena. So it is a connecting link. It is connecting link between plants and animals. Why we are saying that it is connecting link between plants and animals? Because Euglena, when present in presence of sunlight, they are doing photosynthesis, that is the property of plants. But when they are having moving capacity, so when they move towards shadow area, in that place they are using like animals, means they are feeding on others. So that property belongs to animals, and that's why it is known as connecting link between plants and animals. So it is having what? Euglena. Now you have to remember that Euglena contains what? Longitudinal binary fission. Now third one is transverse binary fission. Transverse binary fission. Transverse means what? Like that. This one is crossed. Okay. So in transverse binary fission, what are the examples will come? Like bacteria, paramecium, diatoms. So here examples will be bacteria, paramecium, diatoms. Okay, so these are having examples belongs to transverse binary fission. Okay, now next we have to see that oblique binary fission. Next one is oblique binary fission, like this direction. This is oblique binary fission. And here example is Ceridium and Goniolax. So for example, Ceridium, Goniolax. Now 2009, if you are seeing that medical exam paper, these questions came oblique binary fission examples are, and these two were there, third options were both, and fourth options were none of this. So be careful on this. Oblique binary fission will having what are the examples? Ceridium and Goniolax. Okay, now first what we have seen types of asexual receptor. First was we seen binary fission. Now next is multiple fission. Next is multiple fission. Okay, here what happens? The parent body divides into many similar daughter cells. So what we can say? The process in which parent body divides into many small daughter cells. So that process is known as what? Multiple fission. Okay. Now, where we can see this? So malarial parasite, all of you listen about that. That is what? Plasmodium. Plasmodium. So here what happens? Inside they are developing daughter cells, and when this mouth operculum bursts out, many daughter cells are coming out and becomes active. So this is what? Multiple fission. So what is the important here? Plasmodium, multiple fission. Okay. Now next is having what? Next is plasmotomy. So next one is plasmotomy. Now one time I have seen that these questions came in JIPMER Pondicherry. that what is plasmotomy. So how we can define this plasmotomy? So plasmotomy is division of multinucleate parent. Now be emphasis on that. It is division of multinucleate parent. Here you have to give attention what I told, division of multinucleate parent into multinucleate daughter cells, into multinucleate daughter cells. Okay, what I told, division of multinucleate parent into multinucleate daughter cells, but here without nuclear division. You have to know that. Okay, so without the division of nuclei, very important, no division of nuclei without the division of nuclei. Now here questions are asking where these are seen, which organism belongs to that. Okay, so here all of you know giant amoeba, organism name Palomyxa. So it is what? Palomyxa. Any others name? Others or organisms are Opelina. So these two you have to remember. Palomyxa and Opelina contains which type of asexual reproduction? So that is plasmotomy. Okay. Next asexual reproduction method is budding. So next one is budding. Now, what do you mean by budding? Okay, so bud is what? Just for example, this is an organism. Okay, and here one outgrowth is there. Okay, so this outgrowth like structure is known as bud. Okay, now if this bud actively participate in reproduction, this reproduction is known as budding. Okay, so where we can see that in yeast. So budding where we can see in yeast. If we are discussing about that, so buds where we can purchase, where it is immersed, so we can write that buds are immersed. This is what? Parent body. So buds are immersed from parent body, and after some time detached from parent body and becomes an individual organism. So it is, this process is called what? This is called budding. Okay, so where it is having budding in yeast. So what are that example? For example, yeast. Now budding also done in animals. So where it is having in animals? So if we are discussing in animals, First, what we seen in yeast, and second is what in animals. Now, if we are seeing cycone, okay, so where it is having, for example, cycone, you have to remember this, that in which animals birding process occurs. So that animals is what? Cycone. Okay. Now here which type of birding happens? So it is known as exogenous birding. You have to remember this term, exogenous birding. So exogenous budding occurs in where? In cycone. Okay. Next one, it is exogenous cycone. If we are discussing about endogenous, okay. So endogenous occurs in where? Spongilla. So next is spongilla. So it is endogenous. Endogenous birding. Endogenous, exogenous, have you understood that? Exo means outside, like yeast, and endo means from inside. How it will happens? Like this is organism, and here internally birds are developed, and when it becomes active completely, then one aperture are there and it comes out. So this is endogenous budding, spongilla. Okay. Now next we will discuss after that, that is sporulation. Okay. So next is sporulation. Now here sporulation means what? Formation of specialized reproductive structure. Okay, what is that? Formation of specialized reproductive structures. Structures like spores. Since here spores came, and that's why this process is known as what? Sporulation. Now it is also having some types. Okay, so first one here is zoospore. Zoospore. Zoo means movable, or we can say animals. So first is zoospore. So zoospore are what? Microscopic flagellated spores. Okay. So zoospore, microscopic flagellated spores form. When it will formed during favorable conditions. When condition will be favorable, during favorable conditions. Okay, so this microscopic flagellated spores formed during favorable conditions, known as what? Zoospore. Okay, and where you can see that one? So for example, Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas. You can see that their flagellated spores are there. Okay, So this is Chlamydomonas. You have to remember that Chlamydomonas contains which type of spore? So that is zoospore. Okay. Now next type is Conidia. Here what we seen? Flagellated. Okay, microscopic flagellated. Next is Conidia. Now, what we can say about Conidia? So Conidia is what? It is thin-walled. Here what we seen? It is motile. Microscopic flagellated means movable. Here thin-walled. Non-motile means no movement. Here you have to remember that it is what? Thin-walled, non-motile spores. Thin-walled, non-motile spores produced. Thin-walled, non-motile spores produced. Now, where it is produced? So, mainly it is producing where? At the tip of special hyphal branches. Okay. So, produced at the tip of special hyphal branches. Okay, at the tip of special hyphal branches, and that is known as, there one term is there that you have to know, that is known as conidiophore, and it is known as conidiophore. So always remember that conidia are present where? It is present in conidiophores. Okay, so that is having conidia. Okay, now this conidia, where we can see that, so that example is penicillium. Okay, so sporulation what we seen, zoospore, and one what we seen, conidia. Okay, next type of reproduction is vegetative propagation. So next is what? Vegetative propagation. Now, vegetative propagation means formation of offspring from where? Vegetative parts like root, stem, leaf. So it is what? Process of asexual reproduction in which somatic parts like roots, stems, leaves, etc. being used for formation of new offspring, new organism. Okay, so that is what? Vegetative propagation. Okay, now we have to see that what are the examples are coming in vegetative propagation. So first what we told, roots, stems, leaves. Okay, so first we will see from roots. Here examples are important. So if we are discussing from roots, so from roots, if you are discussing, the first one is roots. If telling. So for example, sesame. One example is what? Sesame. Another example is what? Albizia, Muraya. Albizia, Muraya. So these are having what? From what? Roots giving their offspring. Okay, roots developing their offspring, forming their organism. Okay, and if from that it is developing, so that comes under vegetative propagation. Okay, now many more examples are there, like dahlia or there, sweet potato is there. So another is dahlia, another is sweet potato. This you have to remember. This sweet potato, one questions came from medical. It is having botanical name